I made sure the plastic's gonna stay on there. It's got 2 extra straps because I haven't been able to find the little C connectors, like the pipe clamps I need to be able to attach the wood to the pipes that are in there. And that way I can secure the tarp tightly down to the bottom piece. Let me see here. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful in here. It's so cold out there. It's only like +7 or +8 out there. What's the temperature say in here? Oh, it says +20. Okay, I'm gonna come and work in here. I didn't realize it would stay this nice and warm in here. It's freezing outside. It's this freezing outside. Very freezing outside. Yeah, alright. This is good. I'm gonna come and work out here. I gotta bring everything in here that's not frost tolerant because we're due for frost now. It's in the forecast. And then start trimming to bring inside. The kids should be home any second now, and in fact, I think I hear them outside. I thought I'd give you a little update to the trees I brought in. You can see lots of new growth. Look at all the new growth on it. Just beautiful. My Mings. Look at all the new shoots and new growth on my Mings. Look at that. I should turn it. I'll turn them later. Even the little cuttings. My little twin trunk. Look at all the new growth on there. Might have to do another trim on it already. My root over statue. Hard to tell with the window in the background. My spider plant. Even it's done a lot of new growing. My big aloe vera that my daughter got me. And look at all the new growth on this ficus. Nice. Look at all that starting. Ah! Oh, I'm gonna have to weed again. Oh my goodness, they're even growing out the sides of the pot. Oh my goodness. And my daughter's plant that she kept in her broken mug. One of cuttings off of one of Connor's jades. She just loves it. Get her into plants. The sun's coming out, so it should warm up in my shop. It's been way too cold out to do any work out there. So, black ash trees, they're one of the last trees to leaf out in spring, and one of the first to turn yellow in fall. I always thought it was the birch that turned yellow first. And around here, the birch are already yellow, and these guys are just turning yellow, so. The other thing I learned is that they only produce seeds about every 5 to 7 years. And Newfoundland and Labrador right now, the ash borers there are going nuts, and they're begging people to collect as much seed as possible. So that makes sense if they don't produce seed every year, because I've got a whole bunch of trees this size. And then there's the next size up, this size here. They look like they're about that far apart, 5 to 7 years. And I'm looking up in the trees way up there to see if I can see any seed. Ow! Dropped something on my foot. And it is really hard to tell from down here, especially with my less than long stature. I'm just a people McNugget, so that doesn't help. And this is about the same size as them. And I think it's got seed up there. But it's hard to tell the difference between the seed and just the old leaves that are coming off. So the seeds, apparently they're winged. I think that's seed up there. So apparently they're winged like maple. Green means they're not ripe. They turn brown when they're ripe, and they have to ripen on the tree. That looks like seed to me. That's about as far zoomed in as I can get. But that oh, there's one closer. That definitely looks like seed. Let's see if I can get that in the shot, what I'm looking at. Oh, there it is. I can't tell. But I'll definitely be on the lookout to collect some seed. And it even tells in the article how to store them and everything. And then I can ship them if they need seeds shipped to restore the trees in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's the same problem as us, where the emerald ash borer just decimated the entire population of them. Now these ones came back on their own. I didn't plant them. That's why I was surprised to see so many. And I also have a couple of mountain ash at the other side of the road where my driveway is. I might take some of the berries off and see if I can grow some. Yeah. The willows are looking worse for wear with the extreme high winds we've been having and the really cold temperatures. And it is cold. Ouch. The high today was supposed to go to 14, but it only made it to about 11. So it's about 11 degrees. Actually, it might have dropped by now, but it was 11 earlier this afternoon. And it's supposed to go down to 3 or 4 degrees tonight, Celsius. I'll translate that when I edit the video so that the Fahrenheit is up there somewhere. Oh, bear damage. They really like these white berries. Oh, those ones are almost past. But these white berries that these red dogwood or whatever they are have, I gotta cut them all out of here. They are a plague. The flowers smell gorgeous and the berries look really cool, but they sure do take over a path really fast. And they take over the bush line. The partridge can't even walk through them. Oh, the Saskatoons are even getting the fall colors. These things. They even sell them in nurseries. Nobody should be putting those in the yard. They are awful. Natural, but awful. So pretty. Aren't they pretty? Yeah. I didn't work today, but I did house chores. Now I gotta do some bonsai chores. It's just been way too cold out to work outside. But the shop is nice and warm, so I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff in there. Look at those bugs. Fall and spring. Oh, you can't really see them in the camera. Maybe if I go to the other side. I can't really see them. Big swarm of bugs. Bugs, bugs, bugs. Whoa. Yeah, they grow so fast, these red things. I wonder if they'd make good bonsai. I tried a couple times to grow them as bonsai, but they didn't take off in the pots. I have the feeling we'll get a frost tonight. Hey, there's one of those wild hops vines. They're pretty cool. I get them on the property here and there. They seed themselves. It's hops. It's super cool. I wonder if I can harvest seed from that. They come back every year. And it's a pretty thick vine that grows up from the ground. Oh, there's the tree it's on. It's back there, right here. See? That's the stem for it. Isn't that cool? Oops, come on, get the zooming finger in here. It's very neat. And the apple tree is doing good. Self-seeded apple tree. Gunner, no! Apples everywhere. And it's just some random hybrid, but the apples are nice and sweet. They actually taste good. Pretty cool, eh? Big bunches of them. I was hoping there'd be more seedlings by now, but nobody's cleared the bush around here. I'm gonna have to do it. You can smell the apples here. I was hoping to grab seedlings as they grow naturally, but I haven't found any yet. Maybe I'll grab some apples and see if I can grow them. Yeah. Weirdo. Something is digging up my plants. Has dug up completely under here. Uprooted my jades. Guess I'll be repotting them before I bring them in the house. Pretty sure it's mice doing it. There's literally hundreds of mice this year, and they're humongous. They're like the size of chipmunks. Aww. Oh no. Oops. Sure, knock everything over. The seeds I saved. Oh good, they're still in there. Pretty sure they're birch. I'm gonna plant them, and I guess they have to be in the... Aw, even my cactus got uprooted. Oh, look at the big hole in there. Look at that big giant hole. Jeez. Oh man, my desert rose. It's completely dug up. What the hell? Oh, the soil is tossed everywhere. Oh man. Look at the they buried everything else, digging all the soil out of my desert rose. What the heck were they looking for in the desert rose? Ah, my dolphin plant even. What the heck? Definitely wasn't a mouse that did that. It's gotta be a chipmunk or a squirrel. And these ones here, I just can't keep it damp enough for them. I need to repot it. And I can give some of them away. Olive is doing good though. I wonder what these black things are. I wonder if they're a form of, what are those bugs? Scale. I wonder if they're a form of scale. I'm really mad now. So I'm gonna try and make some room for us to work here. I'm gonna start with the things that need the attention first, and then work my way down to the stuff that's okay. Like some of this stuff, like these guys need to be repotted. I can't keep that soil wet. Even when I soak it with the garden hose and leave it outside, it never seems to stay wet, so I need to get them out of that soil. I definitely need to weed everything, including some of the stuff inside the house. Yeah, so I need to clear this area a little bit here. I haven't had much time to get out here and do anything. Pool noodles, and I never had time to do the island for the pond either. A tarp that I never folded up yet. You know how it is. So I'll get that all set up. I'll get a better angle, and we'll start getting everything fixed up and in the house a little bit at a time, since it is now going to be too cold to leave the sensitive plants even in here. Even though right now it's much warmer in here than it is out there, let me tell you. I could probably even open up my jacket in here. It's beautiful. Okay, I've got a place to put the trees, plants. I've got my soil mixed all nice there. I think you saw that. Ooh, I can't really see over the camera. I've got water everything with. I've got pots lying around everywhere. So the first thing we need to take care of are these poor jades that just got completely dug right up. Yeah. Hopefully the roots didn't dry out too much. Now these jades were just ones I picked up from a big box store, I believe. And I was going to make a forest with them. It looks like they were started via cuttings. Oops, getting soil where I shouldn't really get soil. I can't see the other side of where the camera is, so I'm just going to... Wow, there's some inverse taper in that one. No wonder they're not doing very good. There's almost no roots on these things. I'll get them in a better setup. The ones that Nigel gave me from Scotland Art are doing way better, and they're really, really root bound over there. These ones here, I'm not really sure what the heck happened, but we'll give them a big chop and we'll turn them into a forest eventually. Let's see. What pot should I put them in? Or should I plant them back down in there? I don't think so, eh? Poor little things. And I do reuse this soil. I'll start seeds and stuff in here, and then when I figure that it doesn't work anymore, then I throw it in the compost bin with all my compost, and it all gets reused. Now it took off a lot of these leaves too, fresh breaks. This stuff might have happened today or last night, because when I watered everything yesterday, it was all still okay. There it is. That's what I was looking for. My other terracotta pot. I think I'll put them in here. It was right in front of me. That's why I couldn't find it. Alright, are you guys seeing that? Yes, somewhat. I'll lift you guys up a little bit. There, that should do. Okay. So for down in the bottom, I'm using these up. Put a little piece there over the hole. And then I'm just going to grab some soil for the bottom. That. What fell down there? A leaf? A bunch of leaves. Poor things. Alright, so we can get these hard pruned back. So these are pretty long and lanky, but I like these divisions that it has down here. And there's a bud here. Nothing really on the outside. So these two nodes are small. I'm going to bring them back. I'm going to bring it back halfway through this one. And I'll probably end up keeping that as a cutting. And then replanting it back with these. This one here, I think I'll bring it back right to the last node there, and maybe the apex should be here. Let me just double check that you guys are seeing everything pretty close, pretty much. That'll be a bit better. So I think I'll bring this one back, hard pruned, right back to here, and we'll start with a Nigel stump. And I'll let these ones dry out and plant them back into there after. So one Nigel stump there. Now this one here has inverse taper, but there's another set of roots starting up here. I'm leaving all the roots alone. And I see there's lots of stubs and stuff there, so we're going to hard prune that right back to another little trunk. And I can do a little raft with that. Look, it looks like a dragon boat. Just kidding. Maybe. Maybe I'm kidding. Maybe I'm not. This one here, same thing. It is crazy long. It's got a double trunk going, but I could probably split them apart because there's roots up here farther. I don't think I will though. So this one here is splitting here, but the split goes towards the inside. So I'm going to bring it, or should I bring it below that? There's a new growth here, but that node is really long. Yeah, I think I'll cut it here, right in between. And this one here, I'm going to remove. Oopsie. Stuff all over the place still from our windstorms. This one here is going to be a branch. There's a long node here and two short ones. I'm going to take it back all the way to halfway down that long node. And this one here, I like the way that it splits here. Should I go one node? Or two? New growth here. I think I'll go down one. So we'll bring it to here. This one here had some growth starting here, but it died off, I guess. And I think I'll do the same thing. I go halfway through because it'll die back to this one section here. This one here's got lots of new stuff growing too. And I'll leave it a little bit longer than this one, so I'll go back up to here. There we go. A whole bunch of stems to plant. I went full Nigel on those. So now, this is the thickest one, so it should be my main tree in here. I had no real plans to do this, so we're winging it. This one here is taller, but it's thinner. And this one here is itty bitty. I guess I should choose a front for these guys. Pack this down a little bit here. And then we'll work this out. Move some of this stuff out of the way here. Still lots of stuff in the way. Okay, so this will be my main tree. I guess the front will be somewhere like this. I know it looks like it's coming right towards you, but this one will die off, so it should start growing up from this little section here. So we'll put this one maybe a little off center, maybe a little this way. Let me see. I know it's a round pot, but and this one I have to bury deep. The roots are even just one-sided on this one. Looks like there's a new shoot starting right here and one here. So I think I'll just put it a little bit cockeyed there. And that'll end up buried deeper. And then maybe the next repot we'll be able to repair some of that bottom stuff. There we go. And this one here, if I put it this way, these two run parallel, which is not exactly the best thing, but I wonder if I should cut that off. Yeah, see how they run parallel, this one here and this one here? I think I'm going to cut this right off. Might as well do it now. There, now we can choose a better front there. It's got some roots way up high here too. Just gonna pluck those off. This one trunk has some reverse taper, but that'll fix itself eventually. Let me see. I kind of like it like this. So this one's coming off this way and these ones are sort of coming towards you. So we'll plant that in there. Somewhere off to one side. And I'll try and keep it, sort of like it has a front, even though it's a round pot. I'll mark it after. Jiggy it around a little bit here. Sort of like that. I mean, this stuff can change in the future. We had no choice but to do this today. What did I say the front was for this? Somewhere like that. Yeah. All right. Well, that was unexpected today. And we'll take these guys right in the house when we're done. Get them stabilized in here. Oops. Not sure where that stuff came from. Gifts from the chipmunk, maybe. Now normally I water these in really good, but there's no foliage left on these guys, therefore it's not a good idea to water them too much. Now the soil looks dry, but it's damp. I did water it in the bucket after I mixed it to dampen it up so it packs better. these guys, give them a little bit of a water, but I don't want to overdo it because they aren't going to use this water right away. There, I don't pack it down enough. And I want to leave it down from the lip just a little bit so that when I do water it, it doesn't overflow. It gives it a place to sit on top, and then it can soak in down through the drainage hole in the bottom. There we go. And thereabouts is the front. Ish. Yeah. I think that'll be okay. And then all of these here clippings, I'll just take this down here. So this one is okay, it's got a broken leaf. We'll take that off. This one's okay. Maybe I'll take it back one node. Like that. This one here. Take these larger leaves off. And I'll bring it back. Oh, there's already some roots started down here, but there's some up here too. Bring it back to here. Might as well do this now. This one's got, woo, well, that took care of itself. This one's got a new growth down here. But I think it's too big. I think we'll cut this one here. Make that its own cutting. And cut this one. Well, we'll take some of these big leaves off here. Just too big for nothing. And we'll take it back about here. And actually, that could probably make a cutting. Maybe we'll try it. This one here also has a growth at the bottom. But we're going to take this one here, and again we can try and make two cuttings. I don't know why I need so many. And this one here is pretty long too. We'll go back to here, but I'm going to toss this out even though it has a little growth there. This one has a ton of new shoots coming out and lots of roots at the bottom. Should we do a dragon boat? That'd be hilarious. Wonder if it even would even stay like that. That's too funny. I'll leave that like that. I'll decide later. Oh man, there's a lot here. I probably shouldn't keep them all. That's going to overwhelm that little tiny pot. I just have such a hard time throwing stuff out. That's what my problem is. Okay, I'm gonna have to let some of it go. Can't keep all of it. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, this one's pretty broken up too. It's got broken leaves all over the place. I'm gonna let it go. I'll take the big leaves off of this one. I think that's plenty. I don't really need any of them, honestly. Ouch. That was my knee cracking. Okay. Just gonna lay these down in the pot here. So the ends dry out real good before I plant them in. And then we will crowd them into this pot. Except this one. I'll do something else with that. Okay, that's one. I'll reset and we'll go for another one.